by your need here, Taurus, to want to provide, to want to take care of everyone, to want to give more than you have, to want to be the fixer, the grand cleaner upper as well for some. But it's draining you dry. And hello, Taurus. Welcome. Thank you all so much for joining me, you guys. If you're new here, my name is Jeanette. I appreciate you, whether you're new or returning. All right, Taurus, let's jump in, see what's going on with you. Hopefully, some beautiful things. You guys, do keep in mind that the messages are general. If this happens to not resonate for you, feel free to check out your moon, rising, or your Venus sign videos. All right. Also, feel free to skip ahead as I'm going to pull the entire spread and then we're going to talk about it. We're going to get cards for your current situation, the new information coming in, and what you need to be aware of here, Taurus. All right, your how to handle that new information, your ascensions, moving forward, love, and the lesson that we need to learn. Okay, Taurus, let's jump in. Whew. Current situation. What's going on with Taurus? What's going on with my Taurus people? They'll come when they're ready. That's why we have timestamps. We have the Hanging Man, card of Pisces. All right, new information. What new information? What does Taurus need to be aware of here? We have Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Let's get one more. Forward, two more. We have the Two of Wands. We also have these that popped out, the Three of Wands and the Six of Pentacles reversed. Interesting. Here and keep them. Okay, so how to handle, how to process. We have the Emperor. Ascensions moving forward here for Taurus. We have the Ace of Pentacles reversed. And what's the lesson? What lesson do we have for Taurus? All right. We have the Five of Wands and the Four of Wands. All right, Taurus, let's talk about it. Okay, so we're here in the Hanging Man energy for your current situation, card of Pisces. The Hanging Man is new perspectives. It's being stagnant or stuck. It's hanging yourself in ridicule. It's hanging yourself in persecution. I feel you're beating yourself up here, Taurus. I feel you're beating yourself up. And I feel like potentially it has something to do with earnings, investment, or foundation, something about money here. I want to say. You see how the money is pouring out of his pockets? It's one of the things I always notice here with this version in the Hanging Man with the Gilded Tarot Royale. There's some form of while we stay still and we think about things and we think about things and we think about things while you're sitting here beating yourself up, Taurus. You're losing out, is what it feels like. Your new information. We have the Queen of Pentacles in reverse and the Two of Wands with the Six of Pentacles reversed and the Three of Wands. So I feel this stagnancy of moving forward, but I also feel this loss, and I also feel this like need inside of you, this no, not need. How do I put it? This feeling inside of you that you've given literally all that you can give financially to a situation. You've given all that you can to your foundations. And still we're suffering loss. Or you've given all that you can to a person or situation, and that you're just kind of drained. It's this feeling of being financially drained. It doesn't feel emotional. It feels investment based. It feels foundational. It feels maybe about the people around you, where your resources go, where your time goes, where your energy goes. Taurus. And this being your new information, it's like Also, let's take note of this mirroring, right? With these cards, Taurus. But it's almost like you've given all that you can and all that you have to give. But this being your new information, we're stuck in this cycle of giving until it drains us, whether that's money, resources, some about foundations or support for people. We're giving all that we can and we're draining ourselves dry here, but we have a choice. And I feel like that's the really important part of your new information here with the Two of Wands and the Three of Wands. Two of Wands is being at a crossroads, and the Three of Wands is carrying forward with the decision, but also being patient and waiting for the ships to come in, waiting for the benefits of a new path that has been chosen. So I feel this being your new information, Taurus, if you're stuck, if you're stagnant financially, if you keep giving to a situation, it just drains you dry. I feel the new information here is Spirit is saying you don't have to give to everyone. You don't have to give to who you don't want to. And if you feel like you don't have anything to give at all, you don't have to give. And you can make a new choice. Your how to handle and process this new information card of Aries. We have masculine energy, stern fatherly figure. This is the boss. With the Emperor card, I feel you're being asked here to run your empire the way that you see fit, regardless of what other people are requiring or needing or asking of you, whether it's resources, time, energy, whatever it is. I feel Spirit is really saying to stand on your own 2 feet, to run your, oh my God, that came out quick, to run your own empire as you see fit, Taurus, without regard here. Because if you don't have it to give, you just don't have it to give. It doesn't feel like an emotional thing. Here we have the card of Aquarius with the star card in reverse. Don't give to what you don't wish to give to, because it won't produce. If we wish to see production, we have to make wise investments. And I feel we have a choice here for investments. Something about standing on your own 2 feet, but something about being in your masculine energy and making wise decisions for yourself. And I feel like also that does kind of tug on the heart there. Thank you, Spirit. There is a bit of a tugging on the heart there because it almost feels like you have to um, stop including others, right? We have card of Virgo here with the Hermit in reverse. To go with our how to handle and process this new information, 8 of Cups and the 8 of Wands. This is going to sound selfish because it almost has a feeling of leaving others behind, but you've got to go on for your own. It feels like it does tug on the heart a little bit here, Taurus, because it's not exactly what you want. You don't want to not have enough to take care of everyone. You don't want to not have enough to give energy, time, investment in everything and everyone that needs it. Right? But it almost feels like here you got to do for your own, and you got to be discerning about what's going to carry you to your happiness. Going forward, your ascensions moving forward, Ace of Pentacles in reverse. I often do feel this is a loss, or read this as a loss, but I'm more feeling breaks, feeling putting the brakes on opportunities. I'm feeling not every opportunity has to be taken upon, and especially if we feel here that we're losing out or that we're drained dry, there's only so much we can do to carry everyone else around us, right? Going forward, if you just don't have it, you just don't have it. You know what I mean? And others are going to have to understand. I just feel like it's people around you here. With your lesson, we've got the Five of Wands, which is definitely a group of people. And look what they're doing, beating each other with sticks. And this is foundational with Four of Wands, okay? But this is your lesson. There's conflict in your foundations. There's that's been weighted by your need here, Taurus, to want to provide, to want to take care of everyone, to want to give more than you have, to want to be the fixer, the grand cleaner upper as well for some. But it's draining you dry, and we have to be discerning of what we need to have and keep just for ourselves, Taurus. All right, let's get your advice. I feel you're being asked to carry on with what is emotionally fulfilling for you and not worry about anyone else. I also want to ask here, Taurus, to these people's in your foundations. When, well, I'm just going to say it like it is. When shit hits the fan, when push comes to shove, when you've given and given and given, do they give to you? Are they there when you need them in the same capacity that you've been there for them when they have needed you? I feel like that's something that needs to be asked here, Taurus. Okay. Advice. Let's get one more advice. I feel that it's your responsibility, your duty here to choose you above others. Okay. What can we say? What advice do we have? I also want to say you're important too. This is like a secure your mask before you can secure everyone else's as well, sort of feeling. Taurus, you're the most important. If you're carrying everybody, you can't carry everybody without having a sturdy foundation yourself, right? Emotionally, physically, financially, the whole nine, right? Geez, that's a lot. It's a lot. Let's see what we have, and then we will shuffle them back in, okay? I have emotional withdrawal on the floor. We have shadow, fulfillment of wishes, balance, passion ignited, and that solar plexus chakra. For some of you, you have a shadow here that needs to be addressed, that maybe you have some sort of people pleasing energy going on. Maybe you take great pride, or you take emotional loss, or you take hits emotionally, by the way, but you also take hits financially because you feel like it's part of your identity to carry everyone for some, okay? And it hasn't played to your benefit so far, right? We have rest and rejuvenate, and it is coming in reverse. So I feel like you're prioritizing yourself, needing to take emotional time. Rest and rejuvenation has a lot to do with your emotions, has a lot to do with your healing your soul, healing your being. I feel there's like a disappointment here that you've given to a situation that just continues to take from you with no regard. And I feel here, of course, it's now your job to say, no more. I'm prioritizing myself, and I'm going to go into rest mode. Hermit mode for some, right? I do see the hermit in reverse. Time to prioritize self rest, meditation, self rejuvenation. We need we have financial and material changes. We need definitely to take heed in making a change. But I feel like that change starts from within you, reprioritizing yourself. Taurus, financial and material changes. Absolutely, yes, something has got to change. With this 5 and this 4, fours being foundations and fives being changes, we're equaling a 9. And so it's like you've reached your complete max of what we can handle from the situation, or what we desire to handle from the situation. And it's almost like Spirit is saying, now what are you going to do about it, darling? Because it's on you to withdraw funds, to withdraw resources, to withdraw care, uh to re-establish a different identity within yourself. It's okay if we take care of people, but if we are carrying them through life, right, and they are dragging us down with them, Is that a position that's good for you? Is it beneficial for you? And is it where you should be or where you need to be? No, darling. Right? Here we have emotional loss, another 5. For some of you, you care about these people. Obviously, they're in your foundation for a reason, and you don't want to cold shoulder them. You also don't want them to shut you out. But if someone is only around because of what you can provide them or what you give them, Taurus, were they even there? Is there an emotional loss to begin with? Right? Because were they even really there? Was it false to begin with? I'm feeling like a tower moment, a crumbling of a foundation for a reason. Was the foundation between you and these people really solid to begin with? And if it wasn't, then what kind of emotional loss are we really suffering? Then it's us creating an emotion when there was no emotion to begin with, right? It's almost like we're giving care to people who don't care about us, or a group of people or a particular person in some scenario here. And I feel that there's a fear of an emotional withdrawal by this group or this person. But you have to like ask yourself, if this entire situation has been so emotionally unfulfilling for you to begin with, this entire friendship, this entire relationship, all they do is take from you here, Taurus. Then what are we losing by cutting it off now? We're gaining. If anything, we're gaining. And maybe it should be seen that way. We're gaining self-respect. We're gaining our foothold. We're gaining our finances back. We're gaining our I almost wanted to say our pride, our home, our stability. We're gaining ourselves back, our self-respect even. All right, Taurus, that's what it feels like here. Victory and success with a 6 when we regain some balance. So I feel here, Taurus, definitely making a change of who and what we've been giving to. Do we feel a perceived emotional loss when it's more emotional and fulfilling to stay in the situation we're in, right? Um, take heed. Take heed for yourself. You know, really, I feel now is definitely a time to be focusing on yourself here. Taurus, we have emotional withdrawal. We're going to get a couple more here, and then we're going to wrap it up. We got shadow here in the reverse. That came out with that block that was shuffled back in. I feel shadow here in reverse is signifying that there is no that it maybe you feel like there's a problem with you here, Taurus, and it's not a problem with you. It feels like it's a problem with somebody else. And so we're taking on their problems when it's not our problem to begin with. Hang on 1 second. I'll come right back. Okay, sorry guys. All right. So yeah, that feels like somebody else's shadow side that you maybe be taking on as your own, or you're taking on their problems, and or maybe you're being really harsh on yourself, thinking that there's a problem with you, Taurus, and it's not a problem with you. It's a problem with the group of people that you're associating, maybe family members. It's not your issue here. Destiny with a 10. This is all this like the world, right? This is all about tapping up a cycle. It has to be done for the greater good. Okay, let's get one more for your greater good, not for their greater good. They're not even facing their shadow. They're not even trying to achieve success of their own. And it just feels like it's not your problem, love. It's not your problem. It's not your problem. I'm feeling cutting ties is beneficial for you. Accelerated motion, and maybe do it quickly here. Okay, we have patience and disconnect and boredom both in reverse. Another 4 and a 5 with a 14 breaking down to a 5. I do feel like you're losing patience with someone and growing leery of this disconnect between you and somebody, even though they suck you dry or they're taking from you in some sort of way. Or maybe you're getting so sucked dry that you're just feeling disconnected from yourself, disconnected from this person, disconnected from the whole point of it all. And it's almost like you're to regain balance in this situation. Focus on yourself. Focus on what makes you happy here, Taurus, regardless of these other people, and have patience for your personal growth. Again, regardless of anybody else. Once you cut off that give a shit, your entire world, I feel, is going to realign back into purpose. There's going to be this grand transformation and change. Suddenly healing comes into place. Suddenly we're on the right path towards our destiny. There's some major blockage here. And I feel like it's little to do with you and more to do with those that you're surrounding yourself with. But at the same time, it is your problem because you're trying to carry everyone. So focus on you. Don't try to carry them anymore because all it does is cause conflict in your world. And it's not playing to your best energies. It's not giving you benefit here. And if anything, it's just sucking you dry, Taurus. We got to cut it off. We got to prioritize ourselves now. Hey, loves. I hope that helps. I hope that helps you gain some clarity. If it resonated for you guys, please like, share, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. I really appreciate you. And until I see you next time, Taurus, take care. As always, mwah, love you lots. Bye.